there, Aries. Welcome to your October 2023 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. Alrighty then. Okay, so there's going to be a solar eclipse in your opposite sign on October 14th, and that is, the sign of Libra, and that will impact your 7th house of committed partnerships. So if we see some cards, I'm trying to lift up this card. I got the Death card. Well, actually, that solar eclipse is going to be forming a conjunction with the South Node. So there's this karmic angle to it, which can be kind of interesting if you think about it, because usually we think of like major new beginnings when we're talking about solar eclipses, but in conjunction with the South Node, it can be a little bit different how it plays itself out. And I think that I think you have a lot going on because you have Chiron in your sign, for instance. I don't know if Chiron will be. Probably Chiron will be also in conjunction with that. I haven't been keeping up on the degree of Chiron lately. So anyway, let's see. The heart of the matter is the Death card. This is a card of endings. This deck uses the word rebirth, which is really cool because, it's not making it like an ending is something that, is your opposite sign and the ruler of your 7th house of committed partnership. So typically we would say that's a new moon on steroids, and you can look forward to new beginnings. It is forming a conjunction with the South Node, so there may be these endings or karmic wrap-ups that are connected to it. So it may have a different flavor than your typical, new moon solar eclipse. The heart of the matter is the Death card, and this is a card that is connected to Scorpio. And it really is what I just said, the death rebirth cycle. Usually the decks that I work with do not have the word rebirth on it. So kudos to this deck for really trying to explain what the Death card is all about, which is about transformation. Well, the very act of transformation means that there's something new being birthed. And people just focus on the endings and not what is coming forward in light of that. And that's unfortunate because this can be a very powerful time for you. And as an Aries, I think a lot of Aries people can let go of the past pretty easily and move on. There are some exceptions astrologically, placements you may have that make you less likely to do that. But in any case, yeah. So you're in this process for whatever reason, or you may have a Scorpio person that you're dealing with. In the past position, we have the Sun card, so it could be the person that you're interested in. This is the card of love. This card is connected to Leo. Creativity, love, children, abundance, joy, healing, success. The Sun card really covers it all. And yet, what is that Death card doing there? What's up with that? Well, you are the template for the astrological chart, so all of the transits fall into the houses that go along. I'm talking about the Aries rising, because your sun sign you're going to have a different natal chart depending on what your rising sign is, Aries. But anyway, regardless, the point is that um, the realization that death can also be ecstatic. If you retire and you were not happy working the job you were working, the end of that can be amazing. And even if you get a pink slip and maybe you do get laid off, there may be a sense of relief because you feel as if you just couldn't do it a day longer. So I guess the moral of the story is embracing any of the change that comes your way with gratitude. And I think that a lot of Aries people have that ability because you're very self-motivated. The higher message is the King of Swords. Sometimes this can be that, for instance, let's say that you experienced a death in your family, because the death card could be a literal death, but it's not, I'm not saying that somebody is going to die. I'm saying that this is the central theme. So this would be fresh in your mind or in your reality. And let's say it was a father with the King of Swords. You may realize that your father really couldn't express himself, that he was very restricted in that way. Maybe he was lost in his mind, like he was an air sign like Aquarius. I really associate Aquarius with the King of Swords. I don't know if it's connected to a specific air sign, but this idea of being very, in one's mind, in one's, detached to the ultimate level. Well, a child can perceive that as not being loved, and it may be that something happened when your father made his transition that made you realize that that was not true, and that he did have a lot of sensitivity, but he just didn't share it with other people. Sometimes we find out these things after the person is gone. But in any case, he might, you, especially if you're a man, you may feel like you have taken after him in some way, and maybe you vow to be very conscious of your emotions. A woman may feel like she attracts that kind of man that is not expressive, and if you see that pattern developing, you're able to stop it in its tracks. What crosses you is the Emperor. This is another card that is connected to like that authoritarian type of thing, like the father or the boss. And that's another thing too, with, for instance, like with the Sun card, you could like, in some cases with a parent, you could have this major success and the parent would still react to you negatively like they always have. And they always gave the impression that if you achieved a certain thing, then you would be in their good graces. And you find out that that's not true. Well, that can be very freeing, because you can realize that this person doesn't, they don't want to necessarily praise you. They want to have that control. But it's a control that has gone haywire. So I don't know why I'm reading these cards like I am, but I feel like this introspection, Aries, is really a part of your life for whatever reason. And that might be because with the Sun card, some great things may be happening for you, and then you find out who your real friends are in the process, or who has your back. What's coming in is a Two of Swords. This is a decision that you feel compelled to make, but you don't necessarily have it might not be a real decision. Because, for instance, if you're deciding whether or not to stay at your job and you know that um, even though you have been successful, you're just not feeling it, then it would seem to me that it's an automatic no. Because saying, well, I'm not really that happy in my job, but it is a job and it does pay the bills. Well, then that if that's your only criterion, then that wouldn't even be an issue. But I think people are really waking up to the fact that they do have choice. Whereas before, they might have just been going on automatic and just assuming that they had to accept the bare minimum in life. And it can be very liberating because you can see something as negative when it is, and you might say, I'm not willing to, try and make something work. I want to step into something that's already going to be, provide me with abundance and all of that good stuff. The outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of independent wealth, or, the ability to support yourself financially. One of the things I wanted to say with that solar eclipse in that seventh house of partnership, this can be business partnership. So if that has been something, if you have been feeling conflict with a partner, a business partner, the death card could be that is the end of the road with that person. However, you may still have enough financial resources to support yourself, even if you've been generating far less than you normally did, in terms of whatever work that you're doing. Even if it's not as great as before, it still is enough to help you to support yourself, and being in that other situation might not have been tenable. All right, that's what I have for you, Aries. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.